Good morning, garden friends. It's Jill with Texas Gardening Gal. Happy Sunday morning. I'm sitting here debating which plans I want to do for my garden area, and I'm so stumped on what to do. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. If you've been subscribed, thank you. I really appreciate you watching and following this fun journey of mine and aka hobby, whatever you want to call it, making a mess in my backyard. So what I'm talking about is I have this area that when you walk out of my back door to the right, I have this large, well, it's really not large, but I have this space that's just nothing but grass and fence that I want to put garden beds or something there. And I've been going back and forth with what to do, if I should do it, how I should do it. And I have two ideas, and I'm really stumped on which idea I should do. Let me show you my little pencil scratches that I have. One was on an envelope that I just said I'm just going to put it down on paper so I could show you. And then another, I have a little notebook. So let me show you the two choices. Let me just first show you this one, because then you'll kind of get the idea of the layout of this area. Okay, so here's option, we'll just call it number one. The back of our house is like right over here in the door. So when you walk out, this is to the right. And this space is here, and then it goes to the side of our house if you go that way. We have the back fence or the side fence over here. And what I wanted to do is have this closed off with a gate and then have raised beds back here. And I wanted it closed off because then, hey, look, my dogs can't get in it and trample in the dirt, or, you know, not that they really mess with my garden now, but I can have other things in there. And for example, the little tags that I want to put in the dirt to say what they are, I really can't do that because I have a mischievous boxer that likes to just pick everything up and run with it, and then I gotta chase him to get it, and it's just a pain. Maybe he won't do it now that he's a little older, but you know, it's just easier. I just want to keep the dogs out of the garden area, period. So let me turn this around. Okay, so I'm looking at doing the raised beds here. Well, they're not raised, they are raised beds, but I'm not going to have anything in them. It's going to be nothing but a bunch of fence panels, and then obviously supportive like 2x2s in there. But this be like 10 feet, and then they're going to look kind of like raised beds. But then I'm going to have them covered on top to where I can have like terracotta pots and different things sitting on top of them. And that'll be about 3 feet high. And then behind that, I'm going to have to do like a little 2x2 or something where there's a gap to where I can then put, I want to say, is it called cattle panel? I'm not really sure on the right word of that, but like a cattle panel, correct me, tell me what that is. I'm sure it's right, but where I can have stuff trellis upward, like my snap peas or cucumbers, stuff like that. I'm going to turn it around here, and this, I thought about doing like a 16 by 16 inch wooden box looking ordeal, of which it will latch my gate, and then I'm going to have another terracotta pot on top of that. And then on the side here, this is going to be similar to this, but it'll be 6 feet long by 3 feet high. And then within here, I would have just like maybe a 2x6 different raised beds, just not real tall, but just enough to just have that one fence panel or one single board versus having them raised up within here. So that's option number 1. Okay, yeah, I know this is on an envelope. Okay, option number 2. So this is like the same concept as this here, but I was gonna do just these box looking wooden ordeals and have them so many feet going across, and then have the little thick 2x2 board going across here, and then cutting fence panels, and that being on the outside of the fencing here. And then obviously I'd have the gate, and then I would stick with this method like I was gonna do here over there. This was the only difference. And I don't know if I like this option because it's not going to be very heavy. I know it's going to be heavier, but I don't think it's going to be heavy enough. And I worry about the wind if it comes from, let's see, what is that facing? Comes from the east and blowing it. It could, I don't know. I just worry about if we were to get a hurricane or real bad weather, that the strength of the winds could blow it back or just completely destroy it, or bad weather. I know, I'm thinking like worst case scenario here. But then also there's just so much cutting of wood that I think it would look really neat. These would be on the inside, and then the fence would be on the outside, and this would be about 3 feet, not real tall. But I think this method may be easier, plus I'd be able to put all my pots on top of here, and I'd have the fence panel or the cattle panel to do the vertical growing. Does that all make sense? I don't know. I wanted to show you the 2 options I was thinking, because I've been talking about it for a while and just trying to think of different ideas, because I don't want it to look bad. So yeah, which one do you like? Which one do you think would be the better option? I know I'm gonna probably start later today. It's been so hot here in Texas again this year. I didn't think this year was as bad as last year, but then I've talked to some other people yesterday, and they were like, no, it's worse this year than it was last year. But I think we've gotten more rain. I think that's the only exception. We've had more rain this year, but it's been super hot. And I don't really want to get out in this heat for extended periods of time, so I try to stay out of it. Even though I really want to be outside. But yeah, summers to me here are like winters. I'm from Wisconsin. I was born and raised in Wisconsin. My husband's from Texas. So I describe summers here are like winters up there. You just don't want to go outside when it gets cold and snowy. And down here, it's like when it gets steamy hot, 100 degrees, you don't want to go outside either. So I don't know. But that's what's going on. And I hope you follow my garden journey. Lots more to come. I'm about to tell you something next week that I'm looking forward to. That's about it. I've got so much stuff to do, and it's like 10:20 in the morning on a Sunday, and I still haven't done anything besides drink coffee and talk to you. I need to get some work done in the house here. So we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.